Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So I have mixed up 48 gram of resin. I've put it in the debubbler, but as you can see, I'm stirring it, getting more bubbles in there. We are at 33.4 degrees Celsius. Did you guys see that? 33.4. I'm going to measure out 10 gram. We're going to do mini blooms, hopefully. And hopefully I've mixed up enough to do all of these. I've got out some alcohol inks from Let's Resin that I'm going to use and do each one a different color. These are, what do you call them? You put a pop socket? Is that what you call it? You put it on the back of your phone. Alright, let's see if we can fill these about halfway, because I do want to be able to put a backing on these to glue the pop socket piece into it. I'm dripping. Let's see if we can get that off. But I've never done mini blooms, so I thought I wanted to give it a try. Trying not to fill these up too much because I know I still got to put my white in there, and I would like to be able to get somewhat of a backing on these. A little bit more in this one. He's not even reached the side there. Okay. And I'm still got a little there, don't I? Alright. Let's see. Yeah, they're all about half full. I'm going to take my little heat gun. This little heat gun really doesn't get hot enough to hardly even pop the bubbles, as you can see. So it usually doesn't mess with my molds. Now I do got to pluck a few bubbles off the bottom that I see here. See if there's any. I hope my head's not getting in you guys' way. I know y'all don't want to see the top of my big head. Pluck the ones away from the sides. I don't want to create any. Okay. I need a paper towel. Alright. Wipe that off. Now let me once more. Okay. Now we got 10 here for our white. I'm going to use my bloom paste, so I'm just going to open it halfway. I'm going to put a little, just squeeze till it comes to the end and let it drop. Let it drop on its own. Now I usually just go ahead and, it's probably going to be a little too much, but it'll be okay. Let's drop some inks. These are all Let's Resin alcohol inks out of the 48-piece set. This is purplish red. I thought we would do the heart in that color. So I'm just going to drop some around through there and let them all spread out. And we've got peach red. Okay. Dark indigo. It's a pretty purple, isn't it? Magenta. Azure blue. That is a really pretty color. Have turquoise. And last but not least, sapphire blue. Okay, let all of those move. I think we've got plenty of color in them. And let's mix our white. We want our white to be the color of skim milk. So you want it very, very light. White paste is very heavy and it will sink to the bottom. And that's why you don't want it very heavy. And like I said, I've probably made mine a little more heavy than what I usually do. And hopefully it doesn't all sink and blob on me. But we'll see. I just don't want it to be streaky. I was trying to think of the word. Getting old's not fun. Memory gets worse. Takes you a minute to do things you used to be able to do so easily. Okay. Okay. I think we've got that. You can see how you can see the stick through that, so that is perfect. And it's still got some white that's a little heavy there, so get that mixed in. Alright, I'm going to clean this stick off, throw it to the side here, get my paper towel, pop a few little bubbles. Hopefully 10 is enough to do all of these, but I've got more sitting to the side if I need it. So I'm going to start with the red one. Okay, I got a drop. I'm going to have to pull that through, otherwise it will blob. These aren't going to be very big, and you can see how unsteady I am. Having a trimmer is not fun. I'm just trying to concentrate so I don't get this too heavy. 2 more. I'm just stringing it everywhere. Okay, and that is all of my white. We are empty on that. Alright, get my little dotting tool. Any places like that, I would suggest you pull them through. Otherwise, they're going to blob. Okay, so let's just go down here, 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 and here. Now let's just pull these in like this. I'm not going to pull those out. I'm just going to swirl the center a little bit on that heart. Now, let's get this one here. And swirl the center on him. They look like they're blooming very well, which is awesome. Being so small, I'm worried that there might be some blobs in the center. Hopefully not, but we'll see. And if they turn out, they're going to be so pretty. Which I love doing blooms. took me a while to learn how to do them. Probably about a month, and I worked on it all the time. And then just one day, I got them. But they don't always turn out steel. Okay, let's pull these whites right through here. Now, all right, that is that. There's not very much left. I'm going to put you on pause, see if I can find another mold. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I found a holographic one. So let's see if we can get some resin out for this. At least have enough to do one. We're going to have to put just a little tiny bit of white in this one. All right, I think that's good for that. Clean this stick off, throw it to the side, get my little one. See if there's enough white left in here. Or do we need to add just a little bit more? I think it'll be okay. And we're going to have to use a stick to do that. Let's see, what color do we want to try? How about emerald green? All right. If I can get it open. Okay. I think the lid's back on there. There it goes. All right. Let that move just a second. I believe we could pour this. Clean that off. Just a paper towel here. And get this to come down. Here we go. This one's going to be very wispy, just because of how light this white is. And that's okay. It's still going to be pretty. Alright, let's go in here, in here. Just like a clock. And then swirl our center. And there it is. Alright guys, that's it. We'll let these cure up. Then we'll come back. That one's full. We'll have to glue the back onto that one. I don't think I'll be able to put a backing on him. He's not quite as deep as these, I don't think. But we'll let all these cure up, come back, and attach our backing with our pop sockets. So, I'll see you then. Okay, so all these have cured up. This one's not got much room. I think I can get it in there and then get resin around it a little bit to glue it in. But that's what I want to do. I want to get all of these in here and I'm going to glue them down. And then later I'm going to put a little bit of resin around them and let them be glued that way. So I've got this B7000 glue. It just came into a kit that, I wonder, does that peel off? It feels like cloth. Give me just a second. I don't know if it peels off or if you're supposed to glue something to it. It kind of feels spongy. I think you glue it. No, it's hard. Okay. Just putting a little bit of glue on there, and then I'm going to get those to fit right down in there. And I'm going to do each one of these the same way. I'll let them sit for a few hours before I put the resin in, because I want the glue to set up. It takes 24 hours to completely harden, but to have a good grip. But I don't need 24 hours before I put my UV over top of it. I want the, or not UV, I'm going to use epoxy, because I want these to be sealed on very well. And the epoxy is going to really hold them on there to where they won't come off. Okay. I'm leaving the sticky side up. That's the side that sticks to the phone or whatever you're wanting to put this on. And I'll link everything in the description. One more. I'm going to put the lid on this before all that just keeps leaking out. Ooh, I got it that easy that time. Okay. All right, guys. Got all those on there. We're going to let them the glue set up, and then we'll come back and add a little tiny bit. I've got some really thin resin that I'll probably mix up a little bit. It's a 2-to-1, just so that I can use a little dropper and really get it in there. All right, guys. I'll see you back when it's time to put some resin on this. I'll see you then. All right, guys. These are set enough that I'm ready to put the resin in behind it. I think I'm going to put a little bit of this black color from It's Color Fun by Resin Pro. And it's just a pigment paste. I think I want to put 2 drops and just color my resin black to put behind these. Just because I don't want you to be able to see completely through the foam pieces. I want them to be solid. Yeah, 2 drops is plenty, I think. This is a very thin resin. I'm hoping, being thin, it'll easily go around these and I won't end up with bubbles. So, it's not very dark. I think I'm going to do 2 more drops. This gets all over the lid. That's the only problem with these. 1, 2. And it will color everywhere. Okay. Alright, so this resin degasses very well because it's so thin. It's like water. It's a 2-to-1 resin. It's just epoxy. But it's a very low viscosity. Yeah, that's where I want it. Scrape the black off the sticks to make sure it's all mixed in very well. I don't want it to be spotted or streaky. Okay, I'm going to try to use this little pipette. I did cut the edge off a little bit. The resin I'm using is the Sunlu epoxy resin, part A, part B. It's a 2-to-1. All right. Now let's see if I can get this to go down in there. Never really used these little pipettes. I've got quite a few of them, but I thought I would try it today. I want it to hold in those, just give it some extra strength, the pop socket. And I will probably have to trim these up. Just slowly going around it, trying to get this resin in there. Fill up all the way around. But I figured this way the pop socket, I don't have to worry about it falling off, because it's going to be very secure with the resin. I only mixed up 17 grams of resin. I'll mix up more if I need it. Just not quite sure how much I'm going to need. I see a little bubble there. There we go, got him out. You know, I hope this doesn't affect these popping open. I didn't think of that. You know what, I bet it does. So I don't even know how they pop open. Okay, nope. It's just the top that pulls up. I'm good. Whew. Dodged a bullet. I don't know how crazy I am. Do a lot of stuff and then think about it after I've done it. I do like using these little pipettes. And just push it around. Seems like with my trimmer, it's a bit easier to control, which is awesome. I think this one can use just a little bit more. I do want them to be smooth. And I think that one can use a little more too. I think it'll level itself out. The heart, I think, is good. Maybe. No, it's not on this side, is it? So let's get it up around that. Guys, am I sticking my head in y'all's way? Oh, me and my big head. Okay. I think this resin has about an hour-long work time on it, which is also good when you're doing something like this, because then you don't have to worry about it curing up on you really fast. I see a little bubble down in there. See if I can work him out. There we go. Okay, those look good. I see a hair. I gotta move that. There we go. All right. Just trying to get it to work its way down in those little edges. Some of these don't have very much room around the pop socket, and this resin is going down in there great, which is awesome. I was going to order some more of this resin I got on Amazon, and now it says out of stock, or it was completely gone or something. I don't remember what it was. I couldn't find it. I found it, but the person no longer is selling. I was like, well, that's how it always is, right? Find one you like, want to get more, and it's gone. So now I'm going to have to find another one. So there's all kinds of thin resins. I did order me some. I like the Resin Pro products, but they come from across seas. So you guys know how shipping and stuff is. But I did order some, and it was shipped out the other day because I do like the eye crystal that I get from them, and I like these colors. So I ordered some more of the colors, and I ordered some more of the eye crystal. I also ordered the transparente resin because I want to try it. Okay, I think I've got that one. I think this one looks like he might need just a little bit more in there. What do you think? Okay. 2 left. The resin's going to help reinforce the pop socket. I like to use the glue to hold it in place so I know it won't move when I add the resin to it. But the resin's going to really bond it. And you can see I'm going to have some left. I didn't even need 17 gram. I mixed up 5 of part B and 12 of part A because of, as you all know, I've said before, I used Julie Cutt's chart that she used to put on her videos. She'd have it before her videos, and it told you how much resin to mix by weight, 1 to 1s, 2 to 1s, 3 to 1s. So you didn't have to do it by volume. She had figured it out herself, which is awesome. And I printed it off, and it has never failed me. And then I end up to where I don't have so much part A left over because our part A weighs a lot more than part B. All right. Get all that resin out of there. There's still a couple little pieces down in there. There we go. Because I'm going to throw this pipette in the garbage. Now, that is it, guys. Let me put that up. I don't know what to do with the rest of this black. What do you do with black? I do need to spritz with some alcohol, see a few little bubbles around that one, but I hope this doesn't mess up my pop socket. I don't think it will, because the tape's covered. Alright, guys, what can we do with black? I'm looking. What do I want to do? I've got some little molds. Let's see. I've done so many turtles. Don't really want to do a turtle. What about this little fish? But I'm going to put some glitter in there. Let's see. I have this black fine holographic. No, this one's not holographic. It's just black glitter. Let's see what this does to it. There was purple on the stick from some mica powder, and I'm okay with the purple getting down in there. Because I might add a little something if this doesn't look quite pretty enough. Doesn't really do anything, does it? Black. I mean, it makes it shiny, I guess. Let's add an interference powder to that. What color do we want? What about a gold? How about this little piggy ball gown? It's like almost like a gold interference kind of. And let's see what this does. Ooh. Oops. I did it over my pop socket. Okay. Now let's see what we got. Gold really took over. It's gold with speckles of black. Let's add more black glitter. I'm going to do another big scoop. Or two. There we go. Now I'm going to add some glue to this. I'll make a pretty fish. What is this? An angler fish? I think is what it's called. Angler fish. Okay. Just going to add a little squirt of Elmer's school glue down in there. It doesn't take much. And this will thicken that up to hold that glitter to keep it from sinking. And then we can make him into a keychain. He'll make a cute keychain. Now, the hard part. This little light on his head. If I can get that to go down in there. Okay. It'll spread out and it'll go down in there. But if I can get it to connect, it's going to spread out a lot easier and quicker. Now I just got to make sure there's no bubbles down in there. Take my dotting tool and I'm just going to poke. There we go. Now clean this off. Now let's see if we can fill the rest of this up. This is quite a thick mold. This one I think came from Oddity Abyss, I think is where I got this one. I'll link it in the description for you guys. I'm pretty sure that's where he came from. Okay. Not much left. Let's just get everything in there that's in there out. Didn't think we would have an extra for this video, but we do. He's going to be so cute. Okay. Now, let me clean this stick off. These sticks work so much better and less bubbles if you use them over and over and get them coated with resin. Okay. Alright, now I am turning this way just because I know my table goes down a little bit this way. Alright guys, we will let all this cure up and then we will come back for a demold. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so these have cured up to where I think we can demold them. They're not sticky. The black's probably still a little soft, but we know the first layer is completely cured. Alright, so let's see how these look. This is the holographic one. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. Isn't that neat? And you just pop it up and it'll attach to your phone. Okay, black's still a little soft, so I gotta be careful about touching it. Okay, here's a, oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I like that. Ooh, and I like that one too. I like them all so far. Oh, that's pretty. Baby blooms. I love that emerald green. And that's pretty. Every one of them turned out pretty. Okay, and last one's our little heart. Oh, isn't that pretty? Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you back when it's time for the next video. Be sure to stick around and see the picture at the end. I'll see you guys later. Bye.